What up, YouTube? Good morning. Oh, it is actually afternoon now. It's 12:40. I am in Anna, Texas, which is just south of Sherman. Went down, picked up a new trailer down here at Supplier, taking it back up to Springfield. But usually I get on here and yap about where I'm going and what I'm doing, but I'm gonna start touching on some subjects. My first one is parking. Parking. This is a global issue. It's definitely a problem here in the States. So we can back up and think about what's causing it. We already had a shortage of parking begin with. I mean, it's, mom and pops have went out of business, which used to have a lot of spots. You have a lot of places now that are still in business, Love's, TA, Petro, Pilot, Flying J, all the big ones you see around all the time. And then there's some smaller ones too. Up in Missouri and stuff is Sap Brothers. But the biggest issue, trying to stretch my arm out, biggest issue is finding parking. And so I'm going to kind of touch on it, and if somebody watches this video and has got another take on it, then please speak up, trust me. It's currently, right now, it's 12:40 where I'm at, and I'm here at the Loves, and there's probably 15-20 spaces left. Not quite many, sure how many is in here. There's probably 50, 60, something like that in here. There's a Flying J across the road from us, but the whole thing with the parking nowadays is you have the riffraff trucker who has parked in the parking lots where we used to be able to park. They throw the garbage out. They do their business in the parking lot. And what that's done is that's made these property owners just completely not even let us park there anymore. So you're bound to the Loves and the Petros and all those. And it's just not enough parking. Not enough parking, period. Wasn't enough parking 10 years ago. I pulled up a article here because I was like, I really want to have a little bit of the insight on this. So I pulled up this article on FreightWaves, and they were talking about it. Federal Highway Administration figure says there are about 300,000 parking spaces. While it's hard to access just how many over-the-road drivers, my darn tablet just turned off on me. Hang on, we'll get back to the article. Are on the road and looking for parking at any given time, given day or night. So it's crazy. 300,000 parking spots. And they fill up quick. But what's really got me is now the ELDs, which that'll be another subject. Which this is my first time dealing with the ELD systems. I've always run paper logs. So, but with the ELD systems, what's happened is a lot of people have appointment times at, say, 9 o'clock. Well, most of the time everybody tries to get within, like, close as they can to their destination of delivery, so when they start their 14-hour clock, time they get unloaded, they still got some drive time to get out of there. Then you got everybody else that starts their day at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning that are doing, you know, a 2,000-mile run or whatever. And, you know, it's a 2 or 3 day run. They start at 7 o'clock. Well, their 14-hour clock runs out by 9 o'clock at night. Well, you only have 11 hours you can run. Well, most drivers feel like me. I run. I don't let no grass grow under my feet. I'll run. Generally, I run about 5-6 hours down the road. I'll stop, fuel, use the restroom, get me something to drink, maybe a snack, do a 30-minute break, and then I can run the rest of it. Well, what happens when you start at 7 o'clock and your 14-hour clock runs out at 9 o'clock at night? Everybody's looking for parking spots between 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 o'clock at night. Everybody. So that causes total lapse in crossing where people can actually have spots parking. Me, I prefer to run at night, shut down during the day like this, because I can get in a spot, I can go in here, I can get me a shower, get me something to eat, come back out, go to sleep. By the time I'm ready to leave, which tonight I'll be leaving at probably about 10:20 Central Standard Time. I'll leave here about 10:20 tonight. Well, when I leave here at 10:20 tonight, there'll be somebody in this spot by the time I get out the driveway. There'll be 3 or 4 trucks circling looking for a spot. And then they'll actually fill up the driveway out here. You won't even be able to get out. They'll fill up this driveway. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And I've seen this now. I've came in here. Now you see where these trucks are here. There's a pathway there. Well, by the time tonight goes around, yes, and I am out of Love's. By the time this night goes around, there'll be just one path right up through there to get out. There'll be trucks parked all right here where this truck is. There'll be 3 or 4 trucks stacked out here. And they won't move. They'll shut down at 11 o'clock tonight right there in the middle of the driveway, and they will not move until their 10-hour break's up. So there's a big issue with parking. Now what I have seen, and I've seen it just up the road here in Oklahoma, 35 north. You cross 35 north into Oklahoma, there's a rest area on the right. Directly across the road of it on the southbound side, there's no rest area. Can't park there. They've got it closed off. You could probably put 40 trucks in there, 35, 40 trucks. Go on up the road. First rest area on the southbound side going north. If you're going north, the first one on the left is a rest area on the southbound side, but on the northbound side, there's one there, closed off. Now some states have where they used to have old scale houses or and stuff. They have where you could actually park there. Don't have any facilities, but you know, you have a place to park. And they have, you know, garbage cans out there and dumpsters out there. You can clean trash out of your truck and throw it in there. So not to get off the subject of parking, but all you nasty ones that just open your door and throw your crap out on the ground, and there's a garbage can 20 foot in your truck, front of your truck, you shouldn't have a CDL. It's nasty, man. There's garbage cans. I took my trash a while ago. I threw it in the garbage can when I was walking up in here to get me a drink. So quit throwing your crap out on the ground. That's why we ain't got parking spots. But there's a bunch of states that just don't. They have these rest areas and stuff they've closed off, and they won't let anybody park there. Nobody can park there. Why? I don't understand it. With the road shortage, you know, with the parking shortage for people out on the road, you know. So, hey, here's a prime example. See this? That guy right there. He just walked over and threw his garbage in there. Look what's on the back of his trailer. That is a fellow Tyson driver. We have image to upkeep for this company, and we're not going to do nothing to make this company a negative remark. I love working here. and we try to upkeep the company's values. But there's got to be something going on with this as far as parking stuff. Most all the Walmarts will let you park there. I'll take a Walmart over a Love's or a Pilot. Usually Walmart, you can get out in the parking lot and you park, and if you're lucky, you can get in there beside somebody that you either just seen come in, or they went in not long before you, and when you get in there and park, you don't get woke up during the night, because all you really got is cars coming out. So I like more Walmarts. I like more Walmarts. A lot of times I look around, if we have a plant, in the vicinity of where we're going, if it's right off the freeway, I'll actually stop and I'll actually go park by one of our plants. It's a nice safe haven. I know I'm right there. If something was to happen, I can easily just go right into the plant there and get dispatched out, somebody to repair something or whatever, which I can do all that from here. But at least it's a lot easier saying, hey, if you got a plant there, they actually have a tire guy they use in each area, and they can say, hey, you got a trailer out there, and then come fix it. But yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Like I said, I'm in here in the middle of the day, and there's a cat beside me in a Swift truck, and on the other side of him, another guy just pulled in and parked, and he's probably going to be parked there for 10 hours. But yeah, I mean, we go into a lot of these industrial areas, deliver to like different suppliers for restaurants and for grocery stores and stuff of that. And a lot of them don't have parking for us to come in there and park. So we have to find the closest place, whether it's the shoulder of the road right outside the plants, which most of them don't have it. You can't park there. And I don't like parking on shoulders anyway. I've done it if I had to, but I just don't. I don't prefer it. But I think that, you have all these big, these cities, they want all these big companies to come in and build and bring revenue to their city, but then they turn around and they fine us drivers for parking on a road, an industrial road that's like 5 lanes wide, and we park on each side of it. Ain't nobody doing over 25 on these roads, and yet they'll come in there and write us a ticket for parking there. So then we have $150, $200 parking ticket. Knock on wood, I ain't got one of them. But it's sad because they want the businesses to be there, but yet they want to really hurt the people that actually make that business run, not the people that not necessarily the people that work there, because they do make it run, but me and these other drivers out here that are bringing all this stuff in there. So I mean, if you're sitting right there right now, you can look around yourself, sitting at your computer, sitting in your living room looking at your phone. Think about it. Your house, lumber got brought by a truck, furniture brought by a truck, paint brought by a truck, cabinets brought by a truck. Everything is brought by a truck. Just about everything you got. So why punish us guys who are just out here trying to make a living? But I've actually seen, there was a guy that made a remark, and I really like it, and I'm going to have to find the guy's post. It was on one of these that I was reading. But he made a remark that if you took, in these industrial areas, say you have 10 companies in an industrial area, and you take a 10-acre area and you have it for parking for us drivers when we come in to deliver and stuff, or we can come back out and finish our break, to park there, and say it costs $100,000 a year to maintain it, keep it cleaned up and everything. So $100,000, and you break that down over 10 companies, that's $10,000 per company. So and I ain't gonna try to do math in my head right now. I was good to get $10,000. So you take that, and let's see if I can find me a calculator on. Do I have a calculator on this thing? I don't know if I do or not. Yeah, we do, right there. So you take $10,000 each company, and you divide that by 12 months. It costs them $883 a month for every truck that comes to their place to park. And I mean, it was a grand idea, and I'm sure there's quite a few companies that would boy, he was close to hitting that. That would actually kick in on that, you know. Because sometimes you got guys that they drive all night to get there, and literally they're sitting outside your gate, but they can't drive in your gate because they ran out of time. You know, they can't go nowhere. So if you give them a place to get to, then and park and rest and all, it keeps you from having late loads and all of that. You know, because that guy might have to stop up the road 3 hours. He has 4 hours on his clock, but he knows the closest place he can park is 3 hours away. Well, guess what? By the time he gets there, he can't go nowhere. So, and then that turns around into a log violation, and it's just not good for us. So that's my complaint about it is, you know, the states, you know, need to pick it up. And actually there's a couple of them that that I've seen. I believe it was, I want to say it was Indiana. Indiana is actually closing now some of theirs. And trust me, it's already hard to get a parking up there. So, but anyway, I'm gonna start touching on subject matters that actually mound out here. If anybody's got an idea on something that needs to be addressed, I am more about it. You know, I'm all about it. So that's my little tidbit for today. I'm sure I'll come back about different states. I'm gonna start looking really hard on this one. I'm gonna come back to this parking situation, and I might actually sit down when I got a little time and figure out how many places around some of these bigger areas where we go, and multiple carriers go in, like, you know, the Walmart DCs and stuff like that, and see how much parking is available there, and you know, just try to get a rough about of what we have to deal with. So, but anyway, we're going to touch on that. ELDs, things to help us stay fit out here on the road and stuff. I'm just going to start getting into subject matters, you know, let alone my rants. So, but anyway, to the next one. Have a good one, guys.